All right, so hopefully you made good progress on solving equations when you had variables on both sides. Remembering we almost always try to move variables to the left, but we can move them to the right if we have to, or we can flip the equation. So today we're going to be working on variables on both sides, but we're also going to add some distributive property and even some like terms, okay? Even some like terms. So today our goal is going to be no more than 2 terms on the left and 2 terms on the right. That is the most we can have. We can also have 1 equals 2 or 2 equals 1, but we cannot have any more than that. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at our do now today. And there's actually 4 problems up here that we're going to work on. And let's start with our first one. So remember, we can flip-flop this because if I move this 9x to the other side, I'm going to end up with a 0 over here. Okay, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip-flop the entire thing. So 9x equals, and remember, that is a 1x. Okay, that is a 1x. So minus 1x, this is gone. 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay, and hopefully you're like, oh, well, that's easy. I know that's multiply 8, so it has to be divide 8. So divide by 8, x is going to equal 2. Okay, x is going to equal 2. All right, go ahead and hit pause and see what you can do with number 2. All right, let's see how you did. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the 12y to the other side. So the opposite of a positive 12 is a negative 12. Cross it out. 4 minus 12 is negative 8. So I dropped my negative 70. I dropped my 2. Now think back. This is times negative 8, divide negative 8, minus 70 plus 70. So the first thing I'm doing is adding 70. So negative 8y is equal to 72. Okay, last step. I'm dividing both sides. Cross it out. Y equals 72 divided by negative 8 is negative 9. So if you came up with negative 9, good job. All right, now let's go ahead and make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to throw distributive property in here. So I know 5 times p is 5p. 5 times 6, that's 30. And my 8p just drops. So now this problem is exactly like the one up top. Okay, it's exactly like the one up top. So go ahead and hit pause and see what you can do with it. Okay, so I'm going to do this one a little bit different than I did the first one. I'm going to move the 5p this way, okay? Because I want to have numbers equals letters or letters equals numbers. Either way really works. So that's a positive 5p, so I'm going to subtract 5p. So 30 is equal to 3p. Now I'm going to divide by 3. P is equal to 10. That crossed out and that crossed out. P is 10. All right, now look at number 4. What do you think we should do first? If you're thinking, let's distribute, you are correct. Okay, so we're going to distribute. So 3 times 1 is 3g, and 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. 2 times 10 is 20, and 2 times g is 2g. All right, hit pause. See if you can solve for g. This one is just like number 2. Okay, let's see how you did. Positive 2g becomes a negative 2g. Subtracting my 2g, cross out. 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so now I know this is times 1, divide 1, minus 21, plus 21. So the first thing I have to do is move that 21. So 1g is equal to 41. Now, do I have to divide by 1? Is that going to change anything? No, it's not going to change anything. So if I am dividing by 1, that really is irrelevant, okay? Because I can divide by 1 100 times and it's never going to change the answer. If it's a negative 1, however, I need to change it. I need to go ahead and do it, okay? Because it's going to change the sign. So if I divide by 1, I don't need to write that step. Okay, here's 2 more. Why don't you go ahead and start with 45, distribute, see what you can do with it, and I'll catch up with you. And then if you're ahead of me and you absolutely get this, go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, here we go. Negative 8n, negative 48, and negative 7n, and a negative 49. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is move the n's. Gone. So negative 1n minus 48 equals negative 49. Okay, now I know I have to move my 48 first. Gone. Negative 49 plus 48 is negative 1. All right, now this one, it's multiply negative 1, divide negative 1. And it was minus 48 plus 48. So since this is negative, I absolutely have to do it. Okay? I cannot skip that step because negative is going to change my answer. So negative divided by negative is a positive. So n is 1. All right, so let's move to the next problem. And let's take a look at what we have. And remember, this one is going to force us to do a little bit of combining like terms because I can only have 2 terms on the left and 2 terms on the right. Okay? So I have negative 42v, a positive 30. The minus 3 is going to drop, so this guy dropped. And I keep distributing 3 times v, and 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Now, there are 3 things over here, 3 terms. And I see those are like terms. So 30 plus negative 3, that is a positive 27. All right, so if you haven't finished the problem from here yet, go ahead and hit pause and finish the problem from this point. Okay, first thing you're going to do is move the 3v. So negative 45v plus 27 is equal to negative 18. And I know I have times negative 45, divide negative 45, plus 27, minus 27. So when I look at what has to happen first, I need to subtract the negative 27, so that's gone. So negative 45v is equal to negative 45. Divide by negative 45. V is going to equal 1. So hopefully you came up with 1. All right, let's see what you can do with this. We're going to be moving on to another quiz here shortly. So if you are struggling, make sure you get with us. And have a great rest of your day.